Okay, so in this question, we're told that airplanes are flying from city A to city B. Over a long period of time, data's been covered on how many minutes delay the takeoff from city A was. We've been given some minimum, maximum, and quartile values. So just reading these through, the minimum and maximum are quite straightforward. A quarter of all delays were at most 12 minutes. So that's going to be the lower quartile. A quarter of them had a maximum value of 12. So a quarter of them will take you up to the value 12 minutes. Half of them, okay, that should be easy, that's the median. The median will be 17, and 75% were at most 28 minutes late. So the wording there, they haven't told us specifically these are the quartiles, but understanding or reading through the context, we can gather that. We've been asked to produce a box plot, but before we can do anything around a box plot, we need to make sure that we've checked for outliers. So let's go ahead and find the interquartile range, Q3 minus Q1. That gives us interquartile range of 16. I'm going to check for the lower boundary first. Q1 minus 1.5 times 16 gives me negative 12. Okay, none of these data points are negative. They're not even close to 0. There's none of them that are below 0. So I know there's no outlier at the bottom end. Let's check the outlier boundary for the top end. So the upper boundary is going to be Q2 plus 1.5 times 16. And that gives us 52. 52, anything beyond 52 would be an outlier. Well, we know that the maximum value in this question was 63, so that's definitely an outlier. Are there any additional outliers? The question told us there was only one delay longer than 45 minutes. That maximum value of 63 is the only outlier. Okay, so now that I've got my outlier, I'm ready to draw my box plot. The very first thing in a box plot is to get a number line, and it has to be an accurate number line. I say accurate, it just needs to be reasonably accurate. We need to make the spacing in between each of the increments consistent. So consistent spacing between 0 and 10, 10 and 20, 20 and 30, etc. Okay, and from there, I can just start to plot some of the important points. I'm going to start with the outlier. So I'm just going to mark off an outlier at 63. All right, and then I'm going to put in the 5 points that we know: the minimum, the lower quartile, the median, the upper quartile, and for the maximum value, or for the right-hand tail, I'm going to use the outlier boundary. I know that anything beyond 52 would be an outlier. I don't know the next biggest value after we've eliminated 63 as an outlier, so I'm going to use the outlier boundary. The outlier boundary of 52. And from there, I'll just complete the box plot. Box around the middle 3, whiskers on the end, and that should be my complete box plot. Just for clarity, I'm just going to number each of these points, and I'm done.